Welcome to Talking Business. I'm your host, Darcey Edwards with Queen Bee Leadership Training. Talking Business is just that. We are talking business with business leaders, leaders in the community, and those who change their communities with entrepreneurship. This podcast is presented by Xpose Hope as a thank you to the business community. Catch us on all the platforms. Find us, follow us, and review us.
Hi, I'm Betty Campbell with Xpose Hope, and I'm also today the host of Talking Business. And today we have with us Juli Martin. Juli, tell us what you do.
I am a luxury real estate broker in the Portland, Oregon metro area with Luxe Real Estate.
So I know that you weren't always a realtor. So what were you before you became a realtor?
Well, I was a lot of things before I became a realtor. I probably had 35, 40 jobs before I became a real estate agent. I was interested in all sorts of fun things. Most fun job I probably ever had as a young person was teaching swimming, especially to infants. But I taught swimming to people of all ages. And then I followed that track and became a teacher. So I taught all grade levels from preschool to college for about 10 years before I pivoted and got into real estate in 2004.
Wow, so you're used to pivoting. This is not a new thing for you.
It's not a new thing, no.
So somewhere along your life, somebody was an influence to you to choose real estate, to move forward doing something totally on your own where you're in control. Who was that?
You know, it was one of my passions is acting in theater. So I've been an actress and a stand-up comedian in my life. And one of my fellow actresses in a theater company that I worked with was also a real estate agent. And I had never thought about practicing real estate. It had never even occurred to me. I had always been private sector, or public sector, rather, so in kind of service jobs. And so, and she actually, interestingly, had an engineering background. So she hadn't started as a realtor either. But she said, you know, with your personality and your boldness and your smarts, you could probably, have some success selling real estate. And she planted the seed and kept encouraging me. And it was right at the beginning of the bubble. And I didn't know that was what was going to happen, but it wound up being just perfect timing to get licensed then and dive into the business. So.
Wow. During this last couple of years, we've had to change everything in the way that we do things. I know that, you've had to be in meetings on Zoom instead of in person. And so your bubbly personality may not come through quite as well on Zoom. What have you done to compensate for that?
Yeah, good. It is a great challenge trying to cultivate personal relationships with people when you can't be belly to belly, right? When you can't be in the same room. And especially with something like real estate, where it's a very emotional decision and it tends to be the most important thing going on in someone's life at the time when they're changing homes. We do a couple of interesting things. We have gotten very thoughtful about the way that we give gifts and how personalized we like to make gifts. We do more gifting than we used to do in terms of sending gifts, because that is a way to have physical contact with someone without being physically present with them. I think my phone skills have gotten a lot better. I've gotten a bit better with Zoom, although we do actually tend to do a little bit more phone calling than Zooming with folks, just because we're dealing often with 2 or 3 or 4 different people in different places. And so conference calling has become popular. And then we also do handwritten notes. That's something that we've always done, but again, we've stepped that up because, again, it's a way to have some personal contact, personal interaction, physical contact with people while still being able to be distant and not physically present in the same place.
So everything old is new again.
It is.
So you do more than just real estate. You also are an author. Tell me about how that came about.
Yeah, well, goodness, I think I've always been interested in writing. I kept a diary as a young child, and I found that I had some talent when I was in high school and college for different kinds of writing. I've always been a personal essayist, and so I did a stint doing some freelance journalism when I was in my 20s. So it's always been a kind of passion, and writing puts me into the magical space of that sense of expansive freedom. It's certainly my favorite hobby and something that I love to do. So I publish short stories, and I've published a couple children's books and poems, and just finished a novel that I hopefully will bring to market relatively soon. But yeah, it's a great pleasure to be able to do that.
Now, I know that you're very involved in networking. How important is networking to the business environment today?
Well, I think networking is everything today, particularly in this kind of COVID post getting together all the time world. We do a lot of networking through kind of all sorts of different avenues. I'm a member of BNI, Business Networking International, and we leverage a membership in that group to meet other realtors from other parts of the country, but also business people that we can work with within our business, but then also that we can refer business to and from. So that's really valuable. And then we also try to network with the community leaders in the places where we do a lot of business. So we're pretty heavily involved in Lake Oswego and West Portland. So we do a lot of community networking with the movers and shakers in those communities, so that what we're doing is responsible sales, and the folks that we're working with feel connected to the community, and that we're building, beautiful, positive, strong communities, and keeping the state moving forward.
I also know you're very involved in your community in other ways, in giving. How important is reaching out to nonprofits for you?
It's important to me personally. I have been blessed to be very successful in my life, just personally and financially. And I know that a lot of that is because I've had wonderful people help me all along the way and continue to help me. So giving back is critical to my feeling of being a good person. But also, again, this idea of strengthening the community, and I really recognize that we as people, as a collective, are only as strong as the weakest of our people. So bringing people up, helping support, build, empower people is super critical. So I serve on board of directors for a couple of phenomenal organizations, yours, Xpose Hope, which is amazing, and I'm so impressed and humbled by the work you do in the world. And then I also serve on board of directors for the philanthropic giving arm of Emissaries of Divine Light. So we give to organizations that sponsor education, environmental awareness, and spiritual awareness, and kind of the groups that are doing some really interesting things to help individuals, but also to help the global community and the planet. So good stuff.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So if you could change one thing, or you had the knowledge when you started in your career that you have now, that you would either do differently, better, you would never do, what would you tell a business they should? What advice would you give them?
I would say to not be afraid of the niche. So what I mean by that is most of our businesses could potentially serve everybody, right? I'm a real estate broker. I could potentially sell houses to everybody, right? However, that's not actually how business generally works. And it's, from my experience, not how it works well. So in real estate, you can choose either to be like a neighborhood agent, or what we've chosen, which is ultra luxury. So we don't sell anything under $1 million. We're very focused on serving that luxury market. We do it with, 5-star concierge level, incredible service and knowledge. And that's what we're really good at. So we know when we walk in to meet with a client, or we get on the phone to meet with a client, that what we're bringing to the table is the best for that client in that market. And I think that's true for other businesses as well. I think trying to be a jack of all trades, especially in the world today, is just It's just, I think it's very difficult. I think you're creating a mountain that you don't have to climb. So choosing the niche that is in alignment with your heart, your values, your business purpose, and then really becoming the expert at that niche is a gold mine. I think that's the way to do it. So at least been in my experience, what has led to the most success. Makes the business easy, and it makes it easy for the right clients to find us.
Well, and that's a logical thing. So we were talking earlier about the ish idea of I'll be there at 9:30-ish if I can. I know you eschew that, but how, when you're working with people, what as a business owner do you expect from those who are your clients and those who are your suppliers? What are you expecting of them?
Right. Well, with my clients, I mean, I'm really expecting them to be as thoughtful as they can about communicating with us about what they need, right? I mean, we will do whatever we can to meet the needs of our clients. We really, it's our mission to go above and beyond and to make the home buying and selling process as low stress, as comfortable, and as joyful as possible. I mean, moving home is often a dream move, a dream maneuver, right? You're doing that to make some kind of a dream come true, right? For the most part, at least in the folks that we work with. So the clearer clients can be with us about communicating their dream and what they want, the easier our job is in terms of being able to meet that need. For our suppliers, colleagues, the people that we work with, the ish factor has really become a challenge for us. Because we run a business that goes above and beyond. I mean, we do perfection. We make few mistakes, and when we make them, we apologize for them and we fix them immediately. And we expect that same level of quality, service, promptness, all of that from our suppliers, because those are the folks that make us look good, and we know it, and we pay well for that service, right? But we want to make sure that whatever we're getting reflects our same caliber of quality, so that we all look great in the marketplace. And when we get that, we're happy to sing the praises of all those folks who work with us. When we find a good subcontractor, a company that provides excellent service, we are going to sing that company's praises to the moon. We're going to tell everybody about them. We're going to refer them to all of our clients, our friends, our colleagues. And we do that, and it's been a huge windfall for the companies that have shown up, who eschew the ish, who really do the job on time, on quality, and on price. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
We hope that you will join us every week for Talking Business. You can check us out on all of the major podcast areas, and be sure to remember to check out the show notes so that you can get in touch with Juli. Thank you. Hi, I'm Betty with Xpose Hope. Here's your Xpose Hope moment for today. Why are mentors important? Mentors are amazing people who walk alongside those who have an addiction or those coming out of the life, and they one-to-one work with a woman or man to better their future. Mentors are extremely important because it's someone you can turn to 24 hours a day and someone who's going to give you great life guidance. That is your Xpose Hope moment for today. See us at xposehope.com.
Thank you for listening to Talking Business, brought to you by Xpose Hope. We can be found on all of your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, iTunes, all of them. Also, be sure to like us, share us, and leave a comment. Who do you want to hear from? We want to know.